Hey guys, it's the Muffin here. So I actually learned that you can save 20% on all your World of Tanks Blitz purchases. You actually do this through downloading the Amazon App Store on your Android device. But I'm going to put the links in the description below, and I'm going to go through a quick walkthrough right now on how to download and save. Tanks and Blitz can range anywhere, sometimes brand new, $50 to $100. And saving 20% on that purchase every single time is way nice. Save yourself $20. So let's go in and check it out. Links below. We'll go ahead. If you're in the US, click on the US link. If you're in the UK, click on the UK link. You'll go down in here, and there's a button that'll tell you to click. You click on that, you go through, follow these steps. So thank you for downloading the Amazon app in the App Store. We'll go here. Make sure to install it. Here we go. And there it is. The app is installed. So now we'll go ahead and you can either sign in as a new guest or you can sign into your current Amazon account if you have one. And I've actually seen some other vids of other YouTubers that have done this. It is legit, so you can save quite a bit on in-app purchases. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and sign in here. And once you're in the Amazon App Store, go ahead, download World of Tanks Blitz, and literally that is really all you'll do. You'll go in the game and you can immediately see a lot of these benefits made available to you. You can go right into the area, the store on where you can buy gold, and see quite a significant price difference. So wanting to save you guys some money, I thought this was a great way to do it, especially if you're an avid tanker. You love a lot of the tanks in the game. You have a desire to get them, whether you're a tank collector, whether you think certain tanks are pretty cool. This is a great way to save money. And now let's go ahead and jump into our video. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the fastest reload in World of Tanks Blitz. And sometimes these actually quite surprise me. There are some tanks in the game that have a crazy DPM, like the Black Prince that I'm actually looking at right now, which according to BlitzStars, 2.7 reload seconds, which is very, very impressive. However, if you do look at the stock Churchill 1's cannon, it only does about 50 average damage, which is less than the Matilda Black Prince, but it has a reload of 2.11 seconds using the gun rammer. That is incredibly quick, and I believe is the fastest reload of any tank in the game. Now, it totally threw me off. I originally thought it was the Matilda Black Prince, but sometimes these stock cannons that I don't actually check and look into or remember very well because it's been a little while since I've actually gone through and tested or played some tank stocks and even looked at their cannons. But when you have a tank that has such a fast reload, it can either be quite painful to play with, or it could be fun. I guess it kind of depends on what player you are. You really have to be putting yourself in a position to be on the front lines, almost in the enemy face, and just being able to use that reload as much as you can in front of the enemy. And the Churchill 1 is actually a fairly decent tank for that. I have my awesome subscriber and friend here, Garion, who had actually sent me just a couple replays while playing this tank just for this video. We're going to see just how fast this reload goes, what it's like, and when really put in a good position, just how this thing can really just rip tanks apart. A lot of people like playing very high derpy cannons, which understandably I have a lot of fun playing with those too, and it really just takes that one shot. But typically with derpy tanks, you have a very long reload. Tanks, especially across the British line, that's very famously known for having a very fast reload. I mean, just look at the line. You've got the AT-15, you've got I mean, even the Matilda Black Prince, this thing with the stock cannon, the Churchills, they have a lot of these really fast rate of fire, high DPM guns that can really just rip tanks apart if you can keep your enemies in front of you. So doing pretty good, and Garion's doing a great job in making sure to get to those frontline positions and just use that really fast reload as much as possible. But in a way, it almost is kind of like painful to watch just how slow the hit point drops from an enemy's pool every time you shoot him. It is really, really slow. So it's not, sometimes it can end up being pretty fun, but I think there's got to be somewhat of an equal balance. Only shaving off an average damage of 50 hit points per shot is not my cup of tea, so to say, but really getting some good shots, and even with that lower average damage does come more accuracy, that those dirt guns typically also being much less accurate as well. So excellent game here from Garion in the first one. I mean, tier 5 is not really a tier I play very often. I'm typically hovering around 7, 8, 9, and 10, which is my favorite, and I feel very comfortable. I feel like I know the stats, the tanks very well up in those higher tiers, but it is really funny. Going back and playing lower tiers is like a whole new world to me. I mean, I've been playing this game for 7 years, and I really don't even know the stats very well when it comes to these lower tier tanks. I know some of the generics or some of the tanks to watch out for, or the basics on what's dangerous or good about them, but in terms of some of their specifics, I really have no idea. So as a heavy tank, definitely needing to put yourself on that frontline position. Do have pretty good armor and bouncing a good amount. Just gotta love those third-person shots. Those are like the best if you can really get them off. However, if you end up missing, like I do, or how I feel like 50% of the time, it is like the worst, because then you end up thinking to yourself, oh, I could have just aimed in and then got the shot. Now, even switching to premium ammunition like Garion is doing here, having to do that just to get through the front of a gargoyle, which already doesn't even have a lot of armor itself, is decreasing that average damage, even making this experience probably a bit more painful. This gargoyle just looking around like, what is going on? Who is scratching me? I mean, at this point where a tank's doing so low, now he's in a pretty bad crossfire here. Really smart to back up. I mean, such a clutch shot there, and just turning over, rotating that turret and taking a good shot. But, yeah. It's just funny. I mean, a lot of people don't necessarily expect to come across stock cannons, and especially something like this that's doing so little. I don't know whether players would think, oh, that barely did anything to me. And it probably takes a little while for them to realize, like, wow, this guy's hitting me really fast. So anyway, quite interesting. I think I had people requesting a video way back in the day of doing vids on the fastest reload. So here it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the vid. You guys stay cool and keep tanking.